Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I thought I would do another grocery haul, and there's a reason behind that. So don't be like, oh my God, she's posting another grocery haul. But there's a reason, and I'll go into that in a minute or two. But if you are new to my channel, I am Jen. I have lost over 90 pounds. I initially took Mounjaro. Now I am on Tirzepitide through Join Fridays, but I'm most likely going to be switching soon, and I'll keep you posted on that. My dose is currently 7.5, but I've just had some, extensive conversations about either going up or down, but more to come on that. But if you watched my video prior to this, where I talked a little bit about how January has been going, you probably would have heard that I've gained a little bit of weight. We're talking about a couple pounds. It's not the end of the world, but I will have to say, because it has been going on probably for about 2.5 weeks, and I know that I gained a little bit before January for the holidays, and I thought I would have gotten it off by now, but instead it's going in the other direction. I thought I would kind of strip it back a little bit, back to basics. I'll show you what my meal plan is for this week, talk a little bit through what my actual expectations are for this week, but I could not bring you along with me in Wegmans. I have absolutely no footage. Maybe I might have one for my cart and I'll just put it in here if I could find it. But it was a scene in there because we are expecting snow in the Baltimore area. And just like everything with weather, we could have an inch or we could have 10 or more. I don't know yet. But honestly, I just wanted to get in and get out. But and because I had to go a little bit earlier, I had to finalize my plan a little bit quicker. But let me go ahead and show you my grocery haul, and then I will talk you through my meal plan for this week and just what the next steps are and what some of the videos that'll be coming up after this grocery haul. I'll go through all that as well. But let me show you what I picked up from Wegmans. I spent about $90. And to be honest with you, I really thought I was only going to have to spend like $60, $65, but I ended up having to pick up one or two other things, maybe three things that I wasn't really expecting. And when you pick up nuts, like macadamia nuts or almonds, that's gonna shoot your bill up really high. But yeah, let me go ahead and show you some of the things that I picked up from Wegmans, and then I will walk you through what my meals are for this week and next steps. But also keep in mind, you'll only probably see one thing here of like a true protein, like a meat source, because I have a lot of it in my freezer, and I had a couple things that I wanted to kind of take out and use for not only this week, but also next week. But yeah, let's get into some of the items that I picked up from Wegmans, and it looks like just health threw up on my counter. But yeah, let's walk through it right now, and we'll start with the veggies. All right, so picked up a couple different things, very simple things from Wegmans this week. I went ahead and I picked up some organic, and a lot of these things are organic, and I'm not in any way somebody that says you must eat organic. I'm a little bit, like I said in my last grocery haul, on a kick, and I'm still also analyzing cost and figuring out, is it worth it? Are there, should I just be sticking to what they call like the dirty dozen? I'm still doing some research, but right now I'm ideally trying to get like more organic or local sourced, vegetables, fruits, meats, dairy, etc. But yeah, so I picked up a bag of broccoli florets, picked up a bag of green beans, and they did not have the regular size Brussels sprouts. So I hope they last, because there's no way that I'm only cooking for myself this week. So that's a really good thing right now. So this week I'm just going to have to worry about me. And that's a lot of Brussels sprouts. And I do love Brussels sprouts, but a family pack. But anyway, so I picked up some Brussels sprouts. I also only really needed 2 peppers. But really, when you looked at the cost comparison, it ended up being cheaper just to get the 3-pack. So I picked up 3 of them. I'm excited for one of the meals that I'm going to be making, like stuffed peppers with it. And then I always love to have some mushrooms on hand. I got some shiitake mushrooms. I got some white mushrooms. They didn't have any organic shiitake mushrooms, but that does not going to deter me because I love shiitake mushrooms and I wanted them. And then I got 2 things, and I may not need 2 things, but I got 2 things of celery. Once again, I'm going for a little bit of convenience this week because I have been so busy with work and just everything in general that I kind of went a little bit more on the convenience side. And I think that's also why it cost me a little bit more. But yeah, so I picked up 2 things of just some celery already pre-cut. I picked up some carrots, and I just decided why not to just grab another one of these cottage cheeses. I actually like this one. Pleasantly surprised. Still can't do some of the other ones that are on the market. Some of the ones that they typically say are like the best of the best. I keep trying, what is it, Good Culture or something? I just can't do it. I love this brand, I think called Breakstone. If I throw a little photo from my fridge, I'll put it right here, but this is very close to it. It's a little bit cheaper, and I don't mind it. So I just was like, let me go ahead and pick it up. And more to come on why I picked up some macadamia nuts, but I'm starting to get some of my blood work in. It's too early for, a game plan from, that blood work that I had done from Function Health. But one of the areas I think, from my observation, and I could be completely wrong, is some good fats and omega-3s. But I just decided, let me go ahead and pick up some macadamia nuts just to snack on here and there. And also, I always love to have some almonds on hand, especially if I'm trying to make like a yogurt bowl. If I don't feel like pumpkin seeds, and maybe I want some almonds, or maybe I want them both. But I didn't have any on hand, so I just thought, let me go ahead and pick it up. And I don't know what it is with me and avocados. I love avocados, but trying to have an avocado like every day and getting them ripe and timing them, when to leave them out, when to put them in the fridge. Like I said, trying to go with kind of more of the convenience factor. So I picked these up to give them a go, see if I like them or not, but I'm really excited to just try this. I do have, that's why there's only 2, so technically I probably get like 3 or 4 days out of this. But I do have 2 avocados left from a couple days ago that are still good for me to have this week. So I didn't need as many of the avocado cups. And there's another one that I would have ideally have liked to have picked up, but that was out of stock. So I just grabbed these to give it a go. And then orange juice. Purely just cold pressed orange into juice. And that's going to be for my sunrise smoothies in the morning. I just put a little bit of that in there. And once again, I call it a little bit of that, but if you're gonna watch my next, couple videos, I'm gonna have a better understanding of really, just how many calories and just the macro breakdowns of what I'm eyeballing in the foods that I'm eating. And I just decided, because they had it, to pick up another milk. I do have a decent amount of milk left on hand. I have about another 3 or 4 days left of it, but I was like, you know what, they have it. Let me go ahead and pick up Organic Valley, grass-fed milk, whole milk, and then I also got these crackers. Now, I have a recipe of a breaded chicken breast that I want to try, and it says to crumble these crackers up, because you could tune off or mute me now, but I'm right now avoiding seed oils. And every single breadcrumb out there has seed oil in it. And I know just a little bit of that is not going to kill me, but because I made a commitment to no seed oils this month, I wanted to have some sort of breaded chicken, and I found this recipe, so I'm going to give this a go. Hope it turns out good. And then lastly, I got chicken meatballs. Now, I really wanted the Asiago, cheese, and something else, chicken sausages. But they were completely out of them. So I improvised and said, I'm going to give these a go. Not organic, that's okay. Like I said, I'm really trying to, but I really just wanted something simple, and I do love chicken sausages. So I'm going to give these a try. But yeah, I only picked up a couple things from Wegmans, and everything you see here, this cost a little over $90. $90. Like $90. I can't, you want people to eat healthy and make better decisions, but I don't have that many items. And I only had one protein source on there because I had, ground beef and chicken thighs and shrimp and pork chops and steak and all those things already on hand because I bought them ahead of time. Because I wanted to kind of cut some corners. So I did a little bit of a bulk shop towards the end of last year and beginning of this year. But all I'm thinking to myself is that if I literally bought everything that I needed for my meal plan this week, that would have probably been $160 for just one person. And I can look at this and say, should I cut back and eat more like conventional? How much would that save me? It would probably be like a good 30+%. I mean, I should probably do that as a test, but it'd probably be like 30%, 40% less. And these are very simple meals that I have planned this week, but I have the ability to cover that. I'm okay with that cost right now, but yeah, sorry for my little rant. I cannot believe how expensive groceries have become. And I'm trying so hard to eat healthy, make myself healthy. And at times it is very difficult because it is expensive. But we're going to move on from that and we're going to talk a little bit about what meals I have planned for this week. And I'm really excited about this week. And before I show them to you, why I'm so excited is that I'm doing a little bit of an experiment. And so this week, I'm going to treat this week very similar to any other week. And really, if you want, this is a great way if you're either in a plateau, you've gained weight like I have, or you're starting out. I think taking a step back and just analyzing your food choices without going extreme, like, weighing your food. It's more of I have this meal plan, right? And I'm going to eyeball it based off of what I think I should be eating. And that's what I'm doing this week. I'm going to eyeball all my meals, but for the purpose of just learning and being able to document for you all, I'm then in return going to weigh the food. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I have, I'm going to make it up. I have way too many carbs. I have like 40 carbs at dinner and I'm only supposed to have 20. I'm not going to make any changes. I want to see at the end of the week exactly my like entire calorie breakdown and my macro breakdown. And then from there, I will be able to see, was my weight gain because I had a couple extra 100 calories? Is it because I was snacking a little bit more? And so I'm essentially just going to be eating cleaner, eating them based off of what I think are the right portions, and then I'm going to be weighing them for the purpose of just to learn. Not going to make any changes. So this week, I simplified my meal plan because I essentially am going to eat the exact same things this week as I will next week. Because after I learn from everything this week, I'm going to make those changes the following week. I'm going to see how I feel, how I do, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing for the week after that. And I'm going to see if I can get that scale to move. But what I mean by the same, my dinners are all going to be different. I'm not going to be literally eating the same thing for every meal. But let's go ahead, get into my meal plan for this week. Comment below, once I go through this, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this little experiment I'm doing? I'm not going to be doing it to stress myself out, take more time. I think it's just more of a great way when they say, sometimes your eyes are bigger than your stomach. I'm going to see if maybe that's been the case for the past, 2.5, 3 weeks. But yeah, let's go into my meal plan. I have it on the board behind me, so I'm going to switch around and I'm going to show you some of the things that I have. I just thought it'd be easier for me to go ahead and take the board down and run you through my meal plans. And I used to, so I have like a little dry erase set up. I used to do this from day one. I would write down my meals that I would have planned out for the week so I could see it visually. And it was a way to keep me on track. And then I kind of moved away from that a little bit. So bringing it back, even though I have, a lot of it written out elsewhere, it's just really good to see visually when I get up in the morning. I'm like, okay, protein coffee time. And oh, I'm really excited. Tonight I'm having, my chicken thighs. But I want to run you through what my meal plan looks like for this week. And also point out that I only had the chicken meatballs. So a lot of these things that I have in regards to like pork chop, ground beef, shrimp, chicken thighs, steak, etc. A lot of those things I picked up. I'm trying to get rid of this glare. A lot of those things I picked up at the end of last month and a little bit at the beginning of this month, because I either watch for sales or if so Sam's Club has really good grass-fed beef or I guess you could say beef fillets, tenderloins, really good price on those. So sometimes when I find myself at Sam's Club, I'll either pick up like a 4-pack or I'll pick up 2 of those, and I just can stock up and have them on hand. So a lot of these things that protein-wise I have on hand, which is why you didn't see it in my grocery haul. I like to stock up a little bit on those things, and that way I can kind of, really do a better job with costs. And then everything else I get from the food store is more like dairy or fruits, veggies, and just little random things that maybe I run out of, like nuts, etc., like you just saw. But I'm going back to basics for breakfast. I have found that I struggle in the morning because as early as I get up and all the things I just take care of in the morning, I just don't have a lot of time to be whipping up the eggs, making like a big breakfast. And so I am going back to what I enjoy the most, and that's my protein coffee. Now, I used to do Fairlife. I'm not doing those anymore for own personal reasons, but I found that the Flav City, if you watch my supplement video, I tried a couple things from Flav City, and I absolutely loved the Flav City vanilla bean. Really good just with almond milk or milk on its own. But I then was like, I'm gonna throw some coffee in it. And I have the Ninja brewer that has the setting for like iced coffee or cold brew type thing. And so I did that. And that was an absolute game changer for me. I'm like, I could drink this every morning, and guess what? I pretty much have since I found it. And so to me, talk about, I can have all of that ready in like a minute and a half. So that's my kind of breakfast. I get up in the morning, I drink my water with electrolytes, I take care of my pup, I do some organizing while I shower and everything. And I do some organizing, I jot down some things that I need to do for the day, and then all of a sudden, I go ahead and I make my protein coffee. Now I also do have on here the sunrise smoothie, which is why I have the orange juice, because I love this smoothie that on occasion I'll get from Pure Raw Juice. And so I replicate it at home because it's obviously so much cheaper. And so I thought this week, maybe on like Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, don't quote me on that just yet. I'm gonna figure that out before Monday. But I'm gonna just have a variation where I'm gonna do my protein coffees for the most of the week, maybe 4 days, and then 3 of them I'm gonna throw this little sunrise smoothie that I have in place. And then my snack is always the same. I love cottage cheese with a little bit of ranch seasoning that I get from a spice place, and dip it with some, carrots, celery, and Mary's Gone crackers. It's my go-to. I look forward to it. I eat it around 10:30 every single day. And that's something I've done from day one, is that I've always had like a mid-morning snack because it just keeps me kind of going for the day. And so I felt like I was moving a little bit away from the basics. And I'm gonna bring that back. So I have my snack already planned for this week. And then lunches, if I could, I would eat chicken thighs, siete wraps. So it would be like 2 siete cassava flour wraps, chicken thighs, a little bit of cheese and avocado, and maybe like a little veggie or something like peppers or something. But I'm noticing myself really rushing through lunch because either as of late I've had some meetings or I'm trying to do some testing for something, and I found myself a little bit more limited at lunch than I would like. So instead of being stressed or rushed about lunchtime, I've decided I want to go back to just something simple, and I'm going to be making some little yogurt bowls. And so like I'm just going to have, Greek yogurt with a little bit of mix it a little bit of milk, because I need that, because I'm going to have some chia and flax seeds. Maybe I'll throw some basil seeds in there. I'm going to do some blueberries. I'm going to do pumpkin seeds. A lot of these things I already have on hand. I picked up 2 Greek yogurts last week from Mom, so I have another one for this week. But that's what I want to do. I just want something simple, even though it's going to be like -10, -15 some days with the wind chill. It's just going to be cold at that point. I think anything under like 20 degrees is just cold because I'm a baby. But I'm perfectly fine with having something simple with like a yogurt bowl. But no matter what I do in terms of ingredients, it's going to be mirrored the following week as I go from just eyeballing it to learning about portions to making adjustments the following week. It's all going to be a lot of the same ingredients that make up my lunch. And then dinners is where I'll rotate, right? So I have Mondays, because I'm not having chicken thighs if I wanted to, I would have chicken thighs every day for dinner. But that would be boring and not really realistic. And so Monday, I'm gonna do chicken thighs, Brussels sprouts, and a sweet potato. Tuesday's gonna be, now I have to change that, it's chicken meatballs and green beans. Wednesday's gonna be shrimp, a little broccoli and mushrooms, probably some garlic, and sweet potato diced air fryer. So anytime you see like sweet potato or a potato, I'm dicing them and I'm putting them in my air fryer, just like a little bit of olive oil and maybe a little bit of some spices or seasonings. And so yeah, so I have shrimp, broccoli, mushrooms, and sweet potato. And then I don't know why I forgot about this. I love stuffed peppers. So I'm bringing them back. And when we talk about stuffed peppers, as much as I'm trying, and I got so many amazing things for Christmas, and I'm trying to cook more at home, I just love sauteing up some ground beef with a little bit of taco seasoning and then putting it in a pepper cut in half in the oven with a little bit of cheese on top, and it is so good. And sometimes I used to cut up the pepper, put the ground beef on it and sprinkle some cheese, and it would kind of be like pepper nachos. Sometimes I would throw some Siete dip chips in it. But in this case, I'm just gonna make a very simple stuffed pepper on Thursdays. And then Friday, I'm gonna do a pork chop, broccoli, mushrooms, and just a gold potato, be diced in the air fryer. Saturday, that's where I'm doing my breaded chicken breast. But I'm gonna be using what you saw in my grocery haul, the Simple Mills sea salt little almond flour crackers, which I love them on their own, but I'm really excited to see how that's gonna turn out. And if I don't like it, I'm gonna have to suck it up for the next week, or I might have to call an audible, but I have really high expectations for that. And then Sunday, my steak Sunday. I always love to have a steak, Brussels sprouts, and a diced potato. And a lot of this, because I've noticed that since I use Lumen the vast majority of time, even if I'm not necessarily truly following or trying to follow my macros as well as I should, that my fats, my macro, there's protein, carbs, and fats. My fats tend to be a little bit on the lower side with the breakdown, and I'm trying to do a really, really good job of trying to get to reach all the requirements of the Lumen macros, and it's gonna take me a little bit of time. I'm not rushing, that's okay. But I noticed that I do need to get my fats up a little bit, so that just means, that's why I got the macadamia nuts, that's why I'm putting the pumpkin seeds in the Greek yogurt. So I'm just adding some little things, but a lot of these things that the Brussels sprouts or the sweet potatoes, they'll have a little bit of olive oil in it, which is a good healthy fat. And then maybe I just have a little bit of butter here and there. But everything I get full fat, I get whole milk, I get full fat Greek yogurt. So that I'm just trying to get a little bit more of good fats into my diet, and I'll get into that. This is a premature statement. I am seeing some of my results come in from my function blood work, which I just had my second round done. And seeing some of it, and just like everything, you see the results before you even hear from the doctor, and they're testing I'm gonna put this down, but they're testing every single level, like 100 biomarkers. So just because one is like not in range doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing, but I did notice I think it was omega-3s was a little bit on the low side, which, as I just said, I need to do better, with some healthy fats. I'm also waiting to see how my cholesterol turns out because I've had some issues with my cholesterol for the past, 3 years, and I still haven't been able to get it into normal range. But that's a goal of 2025, all about health, optimizing metabolism. But that was, what I'm looking forward to meal-wise. And this is what I do. I map out my meals, keep it simple, pick up my things from the food store, and I don't do anything super elaborate, especially during the work week. And I only have to cook for myself this week. So this is going to be very, I say easy for me because everything is exactly what I want. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up this video here because I don't want this to go on too long. But I wanted to show you, and I hated to do another grocery haul video after I just did one for moms. But I think it was just important to include it in this conversation because I picked up a couple things that were going to be part of my meal plan and then part of my experiment for this week. And I plan on documenting it. And I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put out videos every single day at the next day, let's say Monday. I shoot all the things that I eat on Monday. I might upload it on Tuesday and then do the things on Tuesday and upload it on Wednesday. We will see. I will see how that goes in terms of not time commitment, but just if that is telling the story I want it to tell, or I might just do them all at once and then do just a overview of how the week went, show you everything that I ate, where I am in terms of, macros and calories, and then just kind of have like a little bit of a, end of it, just, things that I could improve on for the next week. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking that through. But comment below which one you would prefer because I could go either way. I just, I'm not really varying too much with breakfast and lunch. So the only difference is really dinner. But at the same time, I say that and I'm eyeballing things. So it would be really interesting to see how I think my portion is on Monday for breakfast and lunch and then comparing it to Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. And just see, and certain days, maybe my eyes are a lot bigger and I want a little bit more, in my yogurt bowl, a little more granola. I don't know. We will see. But like I said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I hope you enjoyed the grocery haul. I hope you enjoyed, just letting me walk you through what I'm going to be eating this week. And I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. You enjoy the rest of your day. If you're on the East Coast, brace yourself because more snow is rolling in. And not only just that, it's just going to get brutally cold. But like I said, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.